Okay, so first I was gonna ask you is how many languages do you speak?
Fluently.
Not fluently, just how many are you learning another language?
Two.
Two. Okay, so what's the other language that you speak?
Spanish.
Mandarin Chinese.
Spanish.
I speak Spanish, Portuguese, fluently.
Yeah, or just how many you speak?
Spanish, Polish, Portuguese, Italian, English. I think that's it.
Okay.
That's fine.
So why did you choose to speak the other language that you do?
Because my sister lives in Spain.
Okay.
I didn't like Spanish in middle school, and my high school offered Chinese, and I just really liked the language, and it's really useful, or going to be in the world someday. Yeah.
I chose Spanish because, well, that was the only thing that I offered. But actually, it's spoken in the United States, so it'll be easy to practice and useful. So.
Okay. So why did you choose to speak the languages that you did, or to learn them?
I didn't choose Polish, and I didn't choose Spanish. My family's Polish, so I grew up with it. English, I really didn't choose either. I grew up with both of them. And Spanish was spoken around my house. Not that anybody in my family is Spanish, but my dad thought it was a very important skill to have. And he was fluent in Polish, so he spoke all three languages around the house. So I grew up with all three. I chose Portuguese because my major is political theory and constitutional democracy, and Brazil's rising power. And I think there's some benefit to understanding their language. I think there's a benefit to understanding the differences between Spanish and Portuguese, not only in their language but also in their culture, which is ingrained in the language. For example, Portuguese is much more relaxed. It goes with a much more relaxed culture of the Portuguese people as well as the Brazilian people. And I picked up Italian because it's really similar. It wasn't hard for me to be able to understand when people are saying Italian, to be able to speak back. So Italian was kind of just because I could.
Well, when you travel, it's easier to communicate with people. And in jobs, everything's becoming international, so I think, you could be a teacher or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like, knowing another language is super important. Like, especially getting a job knowing another language will be really easy. Like, especially if you're going into the business world, because that's a lot of international languages. But yeah, also it just increases your understanding of like another culture, another part of the world, and that's really important. Not to be like living in your own bubble of America.
I also think it like gives you the opportunity to like expand like where you're gonna go in life. Like with speaking like Chinese or something, she can go in so many different places and do so many different things. Just like expanding like what she can do in her life.
It's too hard.
I think that it's definitely like made me identify myself, and just like in like living in America and speaking English, it's interesting to see how like when I went to a Spanish-speaking country and like where they like have this whole different culture, and just how they appreciate their lives as compared to like how we live our lives. It was definitely interesting to see like how English-speaking Americans, how they are and how they live as compared to like other countries and their languages.
Yeah, I like English. I don't know, it's my language, I identify it. You appreciate it, like, I don't know, like when you go, like I toured Europe and like it was like mind blowing to like go there and like almost everyone knew English, and it was cool. Yeah. Like all these people are striving to learn the language that I know already, so woohoo. But then I'm also trying to learn their language to communicate well and effectively. But yeah, like I don't know, yeah. It helps me be proud to be an American.
Oh God.
No.
That was juicy.
Shut up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what does language mean to you as far as identity? Do you feel that one language describes you, or that several describe you, and how do you feel that language influences culture?
I think language is culture. I think you can't divorce the two concepts. I think we are what we say. What defines us is how we say how we say what we say. They say that actions speak louder than words, but I don't really think that's true. I think we hold on to more of what we say, so the words that we choose and the way we choose to say them and the language we choose to say them in. I think it's critical to who we are. And to me, language defines me because I like to think of myself as a universal person. I like to think of myself as an open person. And I feel like if you want to do that, you have to be willing and able and desire to speak many languages, because there's more people than just the United States. There's more people to impact, to reach, and to help. And if you're limited in that respect, that you're not even willing to learn their language, I feel like you miss out a little bit. And I know when I look at other people who say, I don't want to learn Spanish, I speak English, or I speak American, or that, I kind of get a little, I get a little defensive. I don't think that's the point about culture. I think it's learning and it's becoming one, because we don't understand half of what's around us unless somebody shows us. And and also I found that all these languages I've learned, I have different ways of expressing myself. Because there's words in Spanish that don't exist in English, or in Portuguese, or in Italian, and it doesn't really describe fully how I'm feeling. I can't use English the way I can use Spanish, the way I can use Portuguese. The more languages I have, I feel I express myself better, and I can be me better, because I can choose exactly what I want to say, and not be limited by the language.
Maya, 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 Maya,